Many blessings. My name is Dr. Cesar, and it's such an honor for me to be here with you at this Homies Empowerment Ethnic Studies Story Time and Lesson. We got a special one today. It is called my Tata's Remedies, Los Remedios de mi Tata. It is by Ronnie Cap'n Rivera, illustrated by Antonio Castro. It's a really special book because it talks about indigenous homemade remedies that have been passed on from generation to generation. And as I share with you this book, it makes me think of my abuela and then her abuela and my own mother and the things that they have passed on to me that later on I'd like to pass on to you, if that's okay. Let's get into it. We start off seeing with this beautiful illustration of abuelo, of Tata. My Tata has been helping people feel better for as long as I can remember. He helps my family and me when we get hurt or feel sick. He helps the neighbors too. All anyone has to do is ask. And when Tata's done, he says his famous words, Sana, sana, colita de rana, si no sana soy, sanarás mañana. Classic. It's his way of saying, I'll kiss it and rub it and make it go away. Now that you're better, you can go outside and play. Now that's not a direct translation, but it's just beautiful to see this in print because it makes me think about what my abuelita used to say to me. Here you see the grandson coming to see abuelo to ask him a really important question. My Tata's name is Agustin, but most people just call him Gus. Tata, I asked him one day, will you show me how to make your remedies? Oh, Aaron, Tata says, I've been hoping you would ask me that, and I would love to teach you. Tata has a shed in the backyard. It's a sweet-smelling place lined with shelves that are packed with jars and bags of all sizes. The jars and bags are filled with the dried flowers, leaves, herbs, and teas that he uses to make his remedies. See the names written on each jar and bag, Aaron? Tata says, little by little, I'll show you what to use and when to use it. You can see a little bit about behind that image of those bags and those jars. But before so, Abuelo has a gift for his grandson. Do you know what that is? But first I have a present for you, mijo. I made it myself and painted it your favorite shade of blue. What is it, Tata? It's a balero, mijo. A game I played with my friends when I was your age. I still like to play with my balero now and then. It takes a lot of practice though. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Up and around and back to me. Did you see how it went up and around and back to me? Then it's supposed to fall right into the stick. Let me try, Tata, please. Remember, I've played this for more than 50 years. It's your first time, so be careful. You know, when the abuelos, the grandparents, the tatas, they say that to us and sometimes we don't listen. Watch what's gonna happen. Kaplow! Oh, snap. I whirl the balero up. It lands with a whack on my forehead instead of the stick. Whoops, says Tata. Looks like we got our first patient. Tata picks up a little round green can that says Arnica de Abuela and puts it in one pocket. Then he takes a beautiful handful of flowers from a jar and puts them in his other pocket. Vámonos, he says. Let's get back to the house. Tata wraps ice in a towel and has me hold it on my forehead. He makes some tea with arnica flowers. He rubs the sore spot on my forehead with Arnica de Abuela. While I drink the tea, Tata makes one big happy clap and says, Sana, sana colita de rana, si no sana hoy, sanará mañana. Yeah, Tata, I'm feeling better already. Remember, mijo, getting good at the valero takes time and practice. Lots of it. Don't be in such a hurry. And here is the arnica plant, or a drawing of it. Might be hard to see with the beautiful sun that's coming out. It's been raining all day in Oakland, and now I had to come outside and take a look at this sunshine. Let's take a look at this image. The doorbell's ringing and ringing. Must be an emergency. Nana opens up. It's my little sister Sarah, crying and screaming. Ouch! A bee stung me. Nana, oh, it burns. Tata winks at me. Patient number 2, he says. Tata gets a small piece of cardboard and scrapes Sarah's arm where the sting is. See, Aaron, no more stinger. Then he goes outside, scoops up some dirt, mixes it with water, and makes it into mud. He covers the bee sting on Sarah's arm with the mud. Ah, Sarah sighs. Thank you, Tata. Later tonight, he tells me, I'll get some corn silk out of the shed and we'll make a rinse to wash off the mud. We can soak a cloth with the rinse, squeeze it out, and leave it on her arm overnight. Talking about las hojas de elote. Uh-oh. It looks like we got another youngster. Something happened here. The back screen door slams shut. It's my little brother Justin. He plays basketball, football, baseball, just about anything with friends and a ball. He falls down on the couch and pulls off his tennies and stinky socks. P.U. Oh, my feet itch, he says. Tata raises his eyebrows and looks at me over his glasses. Patient number 3. Tata says, Justin, come soak your feet. I have this tub of water just for you. I boiled a few Creosote, and Creosote is also Hediondilla branches to make this rinse. It will make the itching go away for a long, long time. Tata makes one big happy clap, and here comes the song. Sana, sana, colita de rana, no sana soy, sanarás mañana. Ah, it's a little bit of heaven right there. Oh no, here comes a neighbor with a crying baby. Let's find out what's going on. Ring, ring, the doorbell again. It's Nina Emma and baby Anita, who's crying up a storm. Tata's house is starting to feel like a hospital. Patient number 4 already, and it's barely lunchtime. What's the matter, Emma? Tata wants to know. Baby Anita has a diaper rash. Tata Gus, says Nina Emma. Aaron, says Tata, go to the shed and get the cat's claw. It's la Uña de Gato pods. It's a type of plant. They're on the top shelf. You all can help me make the seeds out, or take the seeds out and crush them to make a powder for baby's diaper rash. That's exactly what we do. While we're helping Tata, Nana makes hot chocolate with cinnamon and marshmallows, and she bakes empanadas with apples from the tree in the backyard. Ooh, the healing's gonna come with some empanadas and some chocolatito. That's what I'm talking about. Now we have a neighbor that just arrived. Let's see what's going on with the neighbor. The front doorbell rings again. It's Malila, the new neighbor. She just moved in from Angola, Africa. Nana says, I taught her how to make empanadas yesterday, Malila. Are you okay? No, Mrs. Bravo, Malila responds. I tried making empanadas and unfortunately I burned myself on the stove. I'm so grateful that the baby didn't get any burns. Tata looks at me and holds up 5 fingers. This is patient number 5. I'm learning fast. What should we do, Tata? First, let's cool off the burn with cold water. You do that with any burn. Aaron, even a sunburn. When Malila's skin stops burning, a very thin layer of healing will begin to form. That's how powerful your skin is. That's when we squeeze out some healing gel from the aloe vera plant and put it on the burn. We know it as sábila. When Malila feels better, Nana says, sit down and enjoy this empanada with us. There's the sábila plant, or aloe vera. Ooh, that plant is so good for so many things. Uh-oh, it looks like we got another youngster from the neighborhood showing up. Not doing too well. Something's going on with that eye. Here comes another neighbor, Chris, with his father, Alvin. Alvin asks, Tata Gus, what can you do for an eye infection? Just this morning, Chris woke up with his eyes all stuck together. Well, I've had that happen to me. We got to wash it out. And now they itch and burn and itch and itch and itch, says Chris. Patient number 6. Tata sends me to the shed. Aaron, look for a jar that says elderberry and bring me a handful. Tata boils water and puts the dry elderberry blossoms in it. When the rinse is ready, Tata adds a little bit of milk to it. He gives Alvin a clean jar with the remedy and says, have Chris lie down here on the sofa, put a clean cloth soaked with this wash on his eyes for 20 minutes. When you go home, repeat this every 2 hours for the rest of the day. Elderberry, little bit of milk, a wash right to the eye. Woo! The wisdom of the elders and the medicine. Now here comes Abuelita Grandma with some of them good empanadas. That's what I'm talking about. That's that other kind of medicine. Alvin, if Chris's eye infection isn't gone by tomorrow, he can't go to school. This kind of eye infection is very contagious. Come back and Aaron and I will make a new remedy from water honey, with water honey from the century plant. We call that maguey. One of these will get it out without a doubt. While Chris is having his first treatment, come sit down, says Nana. Here's some empanadas and some chocolatito. And I'll give you some to take home for later too. Ooh, it makes me want to show up to this household. Oh, nah. Even the mailman's got something going on. Let's see what's going on with the mailman. The postman, Rudy, is now at the front door. I don't feel so great, Gus. I'm catching a cold. Who would have guessed that our postman would be patient number 7? Back to the shed I go. Tata tells me to get mullein flowers, what we call Gordolobo. It's in a jar on the second shelf, and if I can't find the one that says mullein flowers, Tata says it might be labeled cudweed. They're the same thing. Tata takes mullein flowers, or what we call Gordolobo, and he puts them in boiling water with a few eucalyptus leaves to make a tea. Okay, Rudy, says Tata, sit down and drink this. You must drink it 4 times a day for the next 3 days. You can sweeten it with a little bit of honey. Just before you go to bed, rub some Vicks Vaporub on the bottom of both feet, then put some cotton socks on. And don't forget to rub some of it on your chest too, get that Vaporub going. Then cover your chest with a warm towel. Santo remedio, it's a magical cure. And so are the empanadas, says Nana. Please take these with you. They'll make you feel better. Oh no. Now we got the mariachi showing up. What's going on with the mariachi? Knock, knock, knock. There's that door again. People must have heard we're having some sort of party. because there's a whole mariachi trio out front. It's Jose Luis, but most of us, we call him Guapo. Tata Gus, my tooth is killing me, says Guapo, and we're supposed to play and sing in a quinceañera in a few hours. Listen, I've lost track of how many patients Tata Gus has helped today. Ay, mi Guapo, I have just a cure. Aaron, go get me some Mexican thistle, Cardo Santo. You'll find it in a little bag on the bottom shelf in the shed. I'll start some boiling water to make the rinse we need for Guapo. Justin, ask Nana for some cotton balls and 2 pieces of whole clove, un clavo entero. And Sarah, ask Nana to bring Guapo a cup of Linden tea, de tila. I left prepared there too. He needs to calm down, and this special tea is just that kind of remedy. Tata makes a rinse from the Mexican thistle and cools it down. Okay, Guapo, swish this rinse in your mouth slowly and spit it out. Do this 4 or 5 times. I soaked this cotton ball with some of that rinse. Now keep it on your tooth for a while. By quinceañera time, you'll feel well enough to sing. Then tonight before you go to bed and tomorrow morning, right when you wake up, put on these whole cloves on your tooth. Have your mother soak another cotton ball in this solution and place it on top of the clove. This cure deserves a song, says Guapo, and the rest of the trio begins to play La Bamba. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia. And then a little bit more. And then we remind them, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Yeah, that's a revolutionary song, you know, standing up during the marine riots of the 1940s and Zoot Suiters standing up. Yo no soy marinero. Okay, but that's another story for another time. Abuelita says, please take some empanadas for all of you to eat when Guapo feels better. That's what's up. Now we see some chopping up in the kitchen. Let's see what's going on. Your Tata, says Mama, always has a remedy, even if it's just an abrazo, a hug. Once when I was helping Nana cut lettuce for some of the tacos, I cut my finger. Tata soaked it in a liquid he made for Porter's lovage. That's Chuchupate. Then you know what he did? He put my finger in some freshly ground coffee. The coffee filled the cut and stopped the bleeding. Then he firmly wrapped a piece of clean cloth around it. Uncle Mark says your Tata has been healing people since before your mom and I were even born. When I was just a boy, I got an earache. Tata prepared a special remedy. I boiled some rue, which is ruda, says Tata, and added glycerine to it too. Then I soaked a cotton ball with ruda and let it set in Uncle Mark's ear all afternoon. Otro santo remedio, another magical cure. It makes me think about all of the garlic, the little pieces of garlic that my grandma and my mom used to boil. They'd put it in a little cotton ball and put it in our ear when that ear infection was trying to come. At first it felt like it was burning or like that little piece of garlic was gonna explode. But then that took care of that ear infection and knocked it right out. Oh, snap. Remember that little girl that had the bee sting? Something happened that night. Nana invites Justin, Sarah, and me to spend the night. Mama says yes. Good thing we did because Sarah wakes up in the middle of the night with a fever. Tata thinks it's because of the bee sting. I feel hot and everything hurts me all over, Sarah cries. Tata puts tomato slices on the bottom of her feet, on her belly, and her forehead too. He makes some Aztec marigold blossom, Cempasúchil, and hummingbird flower tea for her to drink. Tata tells me the tomato slices in the tea will both help bring the fever down. As we get near the end, this youngster has learned a lot from Abuelo, from his grandfather, from his Tata. After Sarah falls asleep, I lie in bed, thinking about the wonderful day I had at Tata and Nana's. Tata gave me the special balero he made just for me. Now, he's teaching me how to make and use his remedies. How lucky I am to have Tata as my grandfather and my teacher too. A loving grandfather is like a santo remedio, a magical cure. When Tata tucks me in, he says, practice makes perfect. So if you want to be a champion balero player, or a really good reader, or a great healer, you must practice every day. I give him a high five, then say, Tata, now I know what I need to do. Practice a lot what I learned from you. What a blessing it is to have abuelos and elders that pass on lessons to us, and you can offer a gift to your parents and to your grandparents, the gift of listening. Do you know that you have a lot of wealth? Your wealth is in paying attention. Thank you for paying attention to this entire video. I want to share with you a remedy that was passed on to me by my abuela and by my mother. Oftentimes, when I used to get sick and I lived alone, I thought the easiest thing to do when I had a cold was to go right to Dayquil and NyQuil, and that's filled with so many chemicals. But I had to remember and ask my mother to remind me of this special recipe of what happens when you have a really bad cold. You gotta start off with, my friend, a nice purple onion. You wanna chop this purple onion in half, and you're gonna put it to boil. You wanna take this beautiful piece of garlic and cut out from it at least 3 pieces, and you wanna boil that as well. You wanna add a piece of cinnamon, put that in the boil, and the last thing you wanna add, I don't have it with me, but you can get it from the store, is just a little bit of rosemary, and add some rosemary leaves to that. Put a nice bit of water, and you wanna bring that to a boil. Once that boils, you're gonna remove just the garlic and the onion. You're gonna put these in the blender with a little bit of water, the same water you boiled. And this is the tea you're gonna drink. The power of the onion, a purple onion, and some garlic. You wanna add an entire lemon, squeeze a whole lemon in to this tea that you're about to have that's nice and hot, and put a little bit of honey. Put all of that together, do that for about 2-3 days. It should knock the cold right out. This has been Homies Empowerment, Ethnic Studies Learning Community Story Time. We hope it was useful. Would you let us know what you thought? Would you share this with others? Email us at homiesempowerment@gmail.com. Let us know if we should keep going. Thank you so much for listening. Stay strong and take care of each other. It takes a barrio.